Welcome back, everybody. Well, guys, in this video we're going to continue working on this little compound tool post that came with the Smithy, and we're going to try to improve it a little bit more. I had one little problem with it that we got to address, and that's what we're going to do in this video. So let's get it over here on the little workbench over here and take a look at it. Have you ever heard that, that old saying about a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? And that's kind of what we've got here with this compound and the tool post and all that. So we put this quick change on it, and you saw that in the other video, and it's got a great big 16 millimeter stud tying all this together, man. I mean, it's super strong. And then down here, these slots here are where it's bolted down to the table on the Smithy. It's got big bolts, T-slots, T-nuts, all that, tying it together. All right, but the weak link on this thing is right here, these little guys. And so what I run into the other day was this one here stripped out. Not the nut didn't strip out, the bolt stripped out. I mean, just pulled the threads right off of it. And you got to have these things tight so that you don't get any deflection, or you want everything good and rigid when you're trying to machine. You can't have anything pushing off or any play or whatever. And so, this little bolt stripped out. Let me get it close so you can see it. All right, so there you can see how it just took the threads right out of it. It won't tighten up. The nuts on it real loose, and this for me personally, this is my biggest beef about the made in China stuff. Is I swear this steel is just pathetic. I believe a good made in America aluminum alloy is stronger than Chinese steel. All right, so let's look at this thing here. Now the way it come, from Smithy, is these little old bolts, like the one that stripped out. They just insert from the bottom here, like this. You rotate it, and then it'll just slide around in there, so that you can, pivot the tool post around, adjust the compound, slide to wherever you need it, just like so. But since this bolt here stripped out, we've got to do something different. I got to come up with something today, so that I can get this thing back together. I can't use the lathe till I get this thing fixed. So what I got here, guys, is just a 5/16 carriage bolt. And I believe I can take this carriage bolt and put it into the Amco shaper and make the head of the carriage bolt basically look like the head of the original bolt, okay? I believe that should be pretty easy. And then cut it to the correct length. Then take my 5/16 nut and jam it onto the end of the bolt and machine it down in the Amco shaper, to this thickness. And I believe that's going to work, okay? So that's what we're going to attempt today. We're going to see if we can get this thing fixed, so at least I can get it back on the Smithy and I can use the lathe, because I'm having to do all these repairs without the lathe because I don't, obviously I don't have a tool post. So let's see if we can get this thing fixed. All right, guys, here's what we've got. I've just got this bolt here clamped in the shaper. We're going to see if it'll hold right there, okay? I'm not 100% confident about how I got it clamped, but if I have to, I'll make a change. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to come up here and just touch the center right there, and then I need to take about 70 thousandths off of this side and then flip it over 180 degrees and take another 70 thousandths off, and that's going to have the basic shape of the other bolt. Guys, there you go. You can see we've got step one done. Just took 70 thousandths off. Now I'm going to flip it over and take 70 thousandths off of the opposite side. All right, guys, here's what we've got so far. We've got both sides of this thing, flattened off with the shaper. And now I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to flatten the top of it down some. Not that it needs it. We could go into the tool post just like this. I've already test fitted it. But I'm going to make it look a little bit more like the one we're replacing. And so I'm just going to take it down there a little bit and just flatten it off. right, here's what we have so far, everybody. We took the carriage bolt and we put that thing into the shaper, and we've shaped her down there pretty good, and that's, you know, that's a pretty close match. It ain't got to be perfect. It's just got to be some semblance of the right size. All right, and let's see if it fits in here. There's the hole. There it is. You see that? It slides right around in there like it's supposed to. That's going to work good, okay? That's going to be just fine. All right. So the next thing we got to do now is we got to get a 5/16 nut, and we got to shape it down, cut it down till about this thickness, okay? It's got to be shallow, or it won't fit. It's got to fit up in there like that, see? And if we don't have it cut down, it won't go in there. Alright guys, we've got these things all done. Here's our replacement and our original, our replacement and our original. So you can see there, man, I think they turned out real good. You know, to get over there in the old shaper and whittle these things out and get them to where they're pretty similar. And the nuts, you saw we put them in there, we just had to skim them down a little bit. They didn't need much taken off, just enough clearance so that you can put the washer on there and then slide the nut in there, see? Just enough. Alright, so we're going to get this thing here put back together here real quick. Alright guys, there we have it. Got that thing in there, man. It's good and tight. Tightened it up with the wrench already. Same thing on the other side. And listen, those are a lot tighter and a lot stronger than the way it came originally. Now, those little old weak bolts that they had in there, they just weren't any good. Anything that would strip out that easy. So anyhow, we got it done. So now we'll be ready to mount this thing back in the machine and give this quick change tool post, you know, a good workout, you know, in one of the upcoming videos. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me in the garage today while we made this repair to the compound that came on the Smithy. And guys, if you have a Smithy or you're thinking about getting one, you can bet that you're going to have to cross this bridge. You know, if I stripped them out, I'm sure somebody else is going to do it. That is the really weak point on this compound, is those two bolts right there. They're very poor. So I can already tell just from tightening this up that this is much more solid than the way it was originally. And I'm looking forward to getting it onto the machine now and giving it a try, and I'll see how it does. And we'll do a whole video maybe on that in a week or two on how this tool post here works out and the replacing these bolts today, how that's worked out. Alright guys, well thanks again for watching this video. Leave your comments, I'd appreciate it. If you got any questions, shoot them down there and I'll answer you back. Until next time, see you later.